Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door. And it feels like it's a while since we've done one of these, but we have a new manager in town because Frankie McAvoy has been named as the Preston boss. I don't know whether this counts as a 2020-2021 hire or a 21-22 hire. I suppose, look, Preston have done their season finished yesterday. We normally get on this Monday lots of lists of retained or not retained players, and Preston have taken this chance to employ a manager at the earliest possible time ahead of the 21-22 season, and it is Frankie McAvoy, the guy who was already there in situ. So I know we're going to get praise for Preston for acting nice and soon and give him as long a pre-season as is literally, physically, metaphorically possible in terms of the season only finishing on Saturday. But I also know we're going to get comments, aren't we, about promoting the assistant or promoting the coach, which we have seen with, I won't even say varying success, we've seen with limited success at different clubs, the like of, I don't know, Terry Connor going after Mick McCarthy or Kevin Blackwell after Neil Warnock. And of course, this season we've had Dean Holden going after Lee Johnson and being fired and Jason Tyndall. I suppose they were assistant managers and McAvoy was a coach. But look, let's get into all of that. Let's see what Preston had to say about it on their website. Frankie McAvoy has been offered and accepted the head coach role. Very clear, doesn't say manager, says head coach. We normally assume in these modern times now that most clubs are either working with a director of football and moving towards a director of football. When we hear this language a lot. Lily White's former first team coach took charge of the club initially on an interim basis in March, led the side for the remaining 8 games of the season, winning 5, drawing 2 and losing 1, including 4 successive wins to end the 2021 season. Yes, his timing is impeccable, isn't it? So 8 games after Alex Neil was fired from the job. And just when they were deciding are they going to give him the job or not, 4-game winning streak. And I think it was 13th in the end, was it, for Preston? Or did they crack the top half? I can't quite remember whether they were 12th or 13th in the end. Never mind. I'm sure the comments will berate me for not knowing that off the top of my head. Anyway, I'll read on. 53 years old, part of the coaching staff at Hamilton and Norwich before moving to the coaching team in Deepdale, July 17. They haven't mentioned him by name, but he's an Alex Neil guy, and it's blindingly obvious. He's followed him from Hamilton to Norwich to Preston. I did my geography properly there as well. Not that I know exactly where Hamilton is in Scotland, but he's an Alex Neil guy for sure. Paul Gallagher will join the coaching staff as first team coach, assisting Frankie alongside current coach Steve Thompson. We all know about Gallagher. He's been an excellent player over his career, top level with Blackburn. I think in latter years at Preston, sitting in that midfield, not very mobile, but really good passer, really clever player, good set play guy. As well, always good to see a bit of lineage through, and he's gone on into the coaching staff at the age of 36. So, that's the deal. He's basically an Alex Neil coach from Hamilton and Norwich and Preston. Look, he knows the club, he knows the division, but I'm sure we're going to get into the debate of, do you need a new face? Is it too familiar? Is it enough of the change? Is there a diamond sitting there in the rough in the background? Or sometimes we get the argument that kind of goes, well, it wasn't working under Alex Neil and this guy was working underneath him. Why would it work now? Who knows? We will find out. Sometimes people do come through and they then go on to blossom themselves. So who is he? Again, there is a picture of Neil and McAvoy. Not much there. I've gone to the Wikipedia there. McAvoy joined Hamilton in the same role. Didn't play as a pro footballer, by the way. So he was an academy coach. 2013, following Neil's appointment as manager, McAvoy became first team coach. So no football experience at the professional level, but hey, Jose Mourinho didn't, and he did all right, didn't he? Academy coach. Obviously, he's talented and he's worked his way through into this position, hasn't he? Both McAvoy and Neil moved to Norwich. He took him with him. McAvoy, first team coach. Pair moved to Preston again. Neil takes him with him. And you get this sometimes, don't you? Again, I'm struggling to think of an example where the assistant goes off and has their own career. I'm sure there is the example. I hate to say this, not being too down on it, so Preston fans don't get annoyed with me. There are many more examples of this going for a short while. The manager is, in the end, fired, and teams back up with his old boss when an Alex Neil gets back into work. We hope that's not the case, and Frankie McAvoy gets a bit of a better career than that. There's the Preston squad. Now, middle of the season, we had big problems, didn't we, at Preston with the Preston 4 who were out of contract, which was Dan Johnson and Alan Brown. They re-signed. I suppose Paul Gallagher was another player coming out of contract. They've sorted him out as well. And Ben Davies and Ben Pearson, obviously Liverpool and Bournemouth, they went off to. So it was a bit of a transitional time here. But there's some quality there. There is the feeling that they're a bit light on a striker. I'm sure they'd quite like to get Daniel Iverson, the goalkeeper, down the bottom there, from what I have heard. Patrick Bauer, he's been a miss this season. I'm going to go back for Liam Lindsay. I think there might be a fire sale at Stoke. Obviously, Vandenberg and Cunningham, short contracts, their loans, they're going to be coming up. Tom Bayliss returned, didn't he, and scored at the weekend. He's had injury problems, so that might be one for the future. As might be Ben Whiteman, who's been good. And there's some sort of stalwarts there. Johnson, Brown, Barkhazen as well. Sinclair's been there a couple of seasons. It does feel like it needs a bit of a pep up. Do you know what I mean? The team, I guess, with Callum Robinson and Jordan Hugill before that felt like an outsider for the playoffs, didn't it? And it feels like they need to retool and kind of go in that image, but with some fresh ideas and a couple of fresh players. I suppose the issue is, and I mentioned those players, in terms of a big sale to get a recruitment cycle going, I don't know what there necessarily is there. And Hemmings, the owner at Preston, reminds me a lot of Marcus Evans at Ipswich, actually. Better than Marcus Evans at Ipswich, obviously, but putting money in, not prepared to really go crazy and gamble. Sometimes fans get a bit irked because they want him to go, quote, the extra mile and push, but not wanting to take the risk to go against the parachute teams. Look, sometimes you succeed. More often than not, we've seen teams getting in a lot of trouble trying to do that. So Preston are in that equilibrium where, I don't know, it either needs a couple of really good years of recruitment and building a team and getting a big sale and bringing players in, or just your lightning in a bottle season where everything goes right and you get a really good run at it for 46 games. You can get into those playoffs. Maybe. I guess that is the ambition for Preston, isn't it? And McAvoy going forward to be a stable top half championship team. And if you're in the top half of the championship, you know you're only ever an 8-game run at the end of the season away from them playoffs. And then, well, you're 3 games away from the Premier League, aren't you? So there are the past years. And you can see a few in League One. They were in the Championship prior to that. It was Simon Grayson that took them up, stabilised them 11th. Alex Neil, he set the bar high in that first season, 7th, 14th, 9th. And forgive me, actually I can get a table up here off screen, I am sure. And 13th this season. So I can understand Preston fans, okay, where's this going up, down? Are we slowly going down and regressing, or are we going to have a good season every 3 or 4 and have a push and then hold out? I don't know, but I don't think it would be unreasonable to expect top half football from Preston, and in, like I say, that lightning in a bottle year, good recruitment, someone has a great season scoring goals, maybe nobody gets injured, etc. Maybe there is a playoff challenge there. But be interested to know what the discussions are with Frankie McAvoy. How will he do? I don't know. I mean, the audition rather, has been really good, hasn't it? 5 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat in 8 games. Cycle that through a season and you're doing all right, aren't you? Easier said than done. It's 2 points per game, isn't it? 15, 16, yeah. 92 points, you'll probably win the title most seasons with 92, won't you? Certainly be in the automatic promotion positions for sure, unless it's a complete freak year. So, look, that's what he's done in the audition. In terms of going forward, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I always sit here with the best of intentions and want the best for all clubs. I want people to be successful, and obviously, if they deserve it. So, good luck to him. Part of me does think maybe it could have been a more innovative appointment. They could have gone a different way. They obviously don't want to. They want to kind of keep the continuity. So the best case scenario, like I said, is he's a diamond in the rough. He's going to come out. It got a bit stayed under Neil, and he's going to take what they had and move back forwards and push into that top 10. Worst case scenario, of course, is the Dean Holden, Jason Tindall, Terry Connor without Mick McCarthy, Kevin Blackwell without Neil Warnock. I'm now using the same name. That's the worst case scenario, and people get fed up quite quickly. And you know what the stigma is, don't you? Oh, he's not a manager. He's a staffer, and we'll get him out and we'll bring a manager in. So I hope that's not the case. But sometimes when things are not going well, that is how this type of appointment is judged. Good luck. Like I always say to every manager that gets a job in the Championship, you'll need it. It's a hard old league. But let's see if they can keep an upward trend from this last 8 games and think about top half football and maybe better next season at Preston. Let me know what you think of the hire in the comments. I know in my streams there were people saying, with the Gareth Ainsworth link, give the guy the job. Give him a go. He's doing all right, isn't he? So I know there were people who were quite high on this beforehand. I'm sure we'll get a mix. It's normally fairly binary, isn't it? With these things, people are either very for or very against. So let me know what you think in the comments of the hire. Let me know how you think he'll do. And honestly, let me know, what do you think a realistic season is for Preston? What's a thumbs up season? Is the top half a thumbs up period? Is below 16 for thumbs down period? I don't know. Let me know what you think the expectations are for Preston going forward. And interested to know. I don't know a lot. We don't know a lot. 8 games of sample size of him as a manager, and we'll see how he does. That is Frankie McAvoy, named Preston boss. Again, good luck to him, and get your opinions in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.